And I can say that today is a sad day in Kenya. And we want to inform Kenyans that today the High Court has just lifted the ban on importation and open cultivation of GMOs in Kenya. It means from tomorrow, in your next shop, in your food store, you are likely to get GMOs. And we are saying this as Kenya Peasant League today. The High Court ruled that a separate matter that was filed by the Law Society of Kenya in Nanyuki has an impact on our matter. We want to state that while we respect the court, we are going to appeal this matter. We have already instructed our advocates, and this afternoon we have filed a notice of appeal at the High Court to inform the High Court and the other parties that we are dissatisfied with the ruling, and we are filing an application for stay next week because we believe we have grounds. Contrary to what the judge was trying to insinuate, our matter has never been heard. It has been said by our colleagues here. Since we filed this matter on 23rd November 2022, today is 7th November 2024. We want to inform Kenyans that we have not been heard. Throughout the 2 years, the government has been playing hide and seek. The government has filed a total of 5 applications throughout the 2 years, all of them carefully choreographed to stop hearing of our matter. We are appealing because the courts have dismissed us unheard. We have a right to be heard in the court. We had evidence, we had expert witnesses, and we had everything. The question is, why would a sitting judge dismiss a matter unheard? 2, the Justice Mugambi in his ruling said that LSK had filed a matter in Nanyuki. KPL had filed a matter in Nairobi law courts. LSK matter was challenging the manner in which the government released BT maize for field trials. So it was wrong. The LSK matter was not on importation of GMOs. LSK matter was challenging the manner in which the government released BT maize for field trials. Our matter was covering many other things, including public participation, and the judge was saying that there was public participation. Yet, NBA itself, we have a copy of the letter, said they were not consulted before ban was lifted. Yet, constitutionally, it is the NBA that is supposed to conduct public participation on GMO matters. So if NBA itself is saying in a letter, it is before court, that they did not advise the cabinet, it means there was no public participation. So we feel that Justice Mugambi, in his ruling, ignored many facts. Our own prayer was addressing 7 different issues. The LSK matter was addressing only 2 issues or 2 matters. So even if they are saying the 2 matters that LSK was challenging Nanyuki affects us, what about the 5 matters that we filed? We are saying it's an abuse of justice, it's a mistrial, and we feel that the High Court today has denied the Kenyan farmers the right to be heard. So we want to tell Kenyans, don't be scared. We are going to the Court of Appeal. We have filed already a notice of appeal. Next week we are applying an application for stay so that the ban can be reinstated, and we are going to argue our case that our matters have already been looked at. We are also going to conduct a farmers' march from all our areas where we work.
Yes.
We are going to march, educating farmers along the way on why they should embrace indigenous seeds. We are also starting a process of registering small-scale farmers, because of late we have seen around 18 laws before the National Assembly, all of them seeking to bring GMOs through the back door. Mang Bean Bill is there, Livestock Bill, Horticulture Bill, and all of them have got aspects of registering farmers, collecting data from farmers. The question is this: where is the government taking this data? As KPL, we are telling farmers that we are also going to, farmers must now organize themselves into clusters. They must collect their own data, and they must know that as consumers, we have a right of choice. So when I'm choosing not to eat GMOs, then you are bringing food in Kenya which is not labeled GMO, then you are abusing my right of choice. Exactly. So as I finish, I want to say that we are not tiring. We're asking Kenyans to be vigilant, and there's power that Kenyans have. The farmers that are looking at us, they won't bring guns to force you to buy the seeds. Refuse and stop buying those seeds. We're asking the Kenyan consumers, there's power you have to contribute to this struggle. And the power is you have a right of not buying GM products. And that is the only way we are going to. So we are going to employ legal means, because the law is very clear that you have a right of appeal. We want to state that we are not fighting the government. We are simply reminding the government that they have an obligation of respecting the Constitution. Yes. On 29th of this month, COP29 is taking place in Azerbaijan. Kenya will be going there. We are wondering what they will say when they are allowing GMOs which have got a direct impact on climate change. What will they be doing in Azerbaijan? What will Kenya be going to do there when they are giving companies immunity from prosecution? Kenya did not elect WTO. We didn't elect IMF. We didn't elect World Bank. We elected the government, and the government is responsible for us. There are things like government wanting to sell Kenya Seed Company. And then you are bringing GMOs. What are you telling us? Kenya Seed Company is a company that has been there, public company, a public parastatal, charged with protecting our seeds. You are selling it. Who is buying it? Is it the person who is being given immunity? Your guess is as good as mine. But we are saying we are going to enhance saving of our seeds. We are going to enhance production of indigenous seeds, and we are going to enhance mobilizing of consumers through the food cooperatives, so that our people can get food sovereignty that is required by the law.
Okay, my name is Susan Owiti, a peasant farmer from Kenyan Peasants League. Today we are gathered here as peasant farmers. We are saddened by the dismissal of our case on GMOs. As peasant farmers, who are the food producers who know the kind of seeds they want to produce. So as we are gathered here today, we want to tell the farmers and the community that we are not relenting, and we are continuing with the fight against GMOs. Because number one, we are talking about farmer seed, which is very important. And we have seen that the farmer seed has been there for generation to generation. So today we cannot have the courts and the government deciding on what kind of seeds they want us to grow. So as peasant farmers today, we are here raising our voices and saying that we are going to advocate for our farmer seed. We are going to continue to plant our seeds, because even the Constitution itself is talking about recognition and protection of the indigenous seed. So we are going to stand with our seeds, we are going to protect our seeds, and we are calling for food sovereignty and seed sovereignty. Our case was not even heard in the courts. So it means that there is an agenda behind it which we are not happy with. And we are saying that as peasant farmers, number one, the court could have given us an opportunity for our case to be heard, which they did not give us. So we are calling out, and we are going to appeal to ensure that our voices are heard. One of our arguments was that there was no public participation. And when you talk about public participation, we are talking about inclusion of the small food producers whose voices were not included in the decision making. So they cannot tell us that we don't have a sufficient evidence when, number one, there was not even public participation. And according to the Kenyan Constitution, there should be a public participation before any decision has been passed or made. So for us, in as much as they are talking about, there are no clear evidence when it comes to GMO, we believe we are talking about what we know, and that is our farmer seed. And we have seen what the farmer seed is doing, and that is why we are calling upon the protection of it. So when they are talking about us embracing multinational seeds, number one, the government should know that they should consult the farmers, the consumers, and the food producers before making any decision. So for us, we feel that this is something that is being pushed on us, and we will not agree with the decision. We need to make our own decision when it comes to what we want to produce. If Kenya, we adapt to GMO today, we are going to expect a lot of sickness, we are going to expect a lot of people are going to die, and we are going to expect more of climate change. So they cannot tell us to embrace something that is contributing and bringing a lot of effect, not only to the body, but also to the issues of the climate change. Recently, we just saw that Bill Gates was given immunity. So we feel, and he was given immunity just a few days to the ruling of the case. So we feel that there is something fishy going on around it, because we know that is the owner of the Syngenta and Monsanto. So with the GMO seeds getting into Kenya, we feel that it is a hidden agenda which farmers are not aware of.
Kwa majina ni Faith Mwangi, kwa sababu koti la Kenya limetuonyesha ya kwamba halina independence kabisa. Halitaki kusikiza watu, linasikiza kutoka mahali fulani. Na nasema hivyo kwa sababu kesi yetu iliyokuwa pale kotini ya GMO, kitu ya kwanza haijasikizwa. Hakuna kitu wamesikiza kutoka Kenya Peasants League. Na tunasema ya kwamba sisi kama wakulima wadogo tuna haki ya kusikizwa. Tuna haki ya kuwa judged on merit. They didn't even see whether we have researched amongst us and proven that GMOs are not right. And number two, these GMO issues in Kenya, we realize that the time that Bill Gates has come, being the number one funder of the GMOs, is suspicious. It removes every sovereignty within our people as a country. Because he who feeds you controls you. Our indigenous seeds gives us independence to decide what we want, how we want it, when we want it. But when someone comes and now controls what we eat, that means that now, as a country, we have got no sovereignty. And I will say this, that as the Mau Maus fought for our independence because of our lands, so are we fighting now, because again of our lands. When we talk about land, we are talking about food. We are talking about the food sovereignty, not even the security of it. Because if I can be able to get sukuma wiki from my own kitchen garden, and then get unga from my neighbor, maize from my neighbor to siaga and become unga, that means that even if I don't have money, I have food that can sustain me and my children. But what we are seeing is a very dark time where our country has a price on its head. We are no longer in times where we can make our decision as a sovereign country.